Venom Let There Be Carnage once again stars Tom Hardy, Woody Harrelson, Naomi Harris, and Michelle Williams. Eddie Brock struggles to adjust to his new life as the host of the alien symbiote Venom. Brock then attempts to reignite his career by interviewing serial killer Cletus Cassidy, who becomes the host of the symbiote Carnage and escapes prison after a failed execution. Now, going into this movie, I didn't really have that much high expectations. The trailers didn't really appeal to me all that much, and the first Venom movie really was not that good. I actually disliked Venom so much that I left the theater, and that is one of the very few times I've actually left a theater because I disliked the movie that much. I just couldn't deal with it, and overall, I just really don't like that movie. But Venom Let There Be Carnage is definitely a step up from its predecessor, and it's a fun time at the movies. One of the biggest complaints about the first Venom movie is that we didn't get to see Venom and Eddie Brock interact with each other all that much. They heard our complaints though, and they decided to give us what we wanted. And one of the best things about this movie is the banter between Eddie and Venom. The tension is very high between these two characters, and we learn that very early on, which makes for a lot of funny scenes between the two characters where they're just arguing at each other, they're swearing at each other. They're both acting very immature, but it makes for an enjoyable experience as the audience. This movie is definitely just campy and goofy, but that's okay because it embraces it. Another big problem about the first movie is that it had this dark undertone and it took itself too seriously. It had a tendency to have clunky storytelling, and it was just way too dark and not all that enjoyable. Here they took that complaint that we had as well and they just rolled with it. It embraces the fact that sometimes you just want to have a good time at the movies, and I'm glad that they took that route. Woody Harrelson as Carnage is a good enough villain. It's definitely a step up from the god-awful villain that Riz Ahmed was in the first movie.
No.
Riz Ahmed isn't a bad actor, but he just had a bad script and not really much to roll off of. He just felt very miscast. Here, Woody Harrelson embraces the character and the goofy nature of it all. I do wish we could have seen just a little bit more. I kind of wish he went full goofy, like totally Jim Carrey. It's just kind of borderline goofy. And in that regard, it does feel like a bit of a missed opportunity though. CGI is pretty good here. I like the design of both Venom and Carnage. When they're fighting and just eating people up, it looks really solid. And the CGI definitely wasn't too bad here. This is just a minor nitpick, but the editing was very off at times, and some of the scenes just felt very awkward. And one of my bigger complaints with the movie is a pretty big plot point, so I won't get into it, as it does dive into spoilers just a little bit. So I'm going to try my hardest to dance around the spoilers. Two of the bigger characters are split up, and that did not work for me whatsoever. I just feel like a big wasted opportunity for me, where I feel like they could have had some really good moments between those two characters. Instead, they're split up, and we as the audience are just really hoping for them to get back together and cross paths once again. Clocking in at just a little over an hour 30, the movie is very quick, which in some cases does work in the movie's favor, and you're really just in and out, like the time totally flew by for me. But in other cases, it doesn't work in the movie's favor. I do feel like the movie could have used a lot more time to develop some of the characters. There's especially one character that feels totally throwaway. You can't care for them whatsoever. They're just totally wasted. It doesn't just go for one of the characters. It really just goes for all of the characters. It does feel like a missed opportunity. I feel like we could have had a lot more character moments and maybe added another 30 minutes to the movie. I really wouldn't have minded it. And I'm sure you've already heard this by now, but there is a mid-credit scene that is pretty good. It does hint a lot at what the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to look like. Definitely make sure to stay through those credits. All in all, Venom Let There Be Carnage is a fun time at the movies. The comedy works really well, and the brisk pacing does really work in the movie's favor. With that being said though, there are a bunch of wasted opportunities, and this does kind of feel like a throwaway movie. I'm definitely not eager to really watch it anytime soon, and for me personally, it was just good, nothing really more than that. I'm going to give Venom Let There Be Carnage a C+. It was enjoyable at best, and for the most part I did have a fun time with it. Let me know down below in the comments though, are you guys excited for this movie? And let me know, if you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought of it down below. Guys, thank you again so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, do give it a like, subscribe, and make sure to turn on that notification bell on to get notified whenever new videos like this go live. A bunch more videos coming soon, so definitely make sure to keep your eye out for that. Guys, thank you again so much for watching. My name is Ben, people call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.